From soaring inflation and surging interest rates to LIC going public, 2022 was a whirlwind year for India. Hi, I am Monika Yadav, and in this video we will give you a roundup of the biggest events which made the headlines in the year gone by. 2022 began with the third wave of COVID, which lasted till March. The digital boom, which happened during 2 years of COVID, started fading after people returned to their normal lives by going out for work and entertainment. Also, the online education started losing its hold with the decline in online registration for classes. Google, Meta, Twitter, Byju's, and Unacademy, among others, are some of the companies which laid off a significant number of employees in 2022, citing financial crunch, restructuring, and macroeconomic situation. According to industry watchers, more than 137,000 white-collar jobs in 850 tech companies have gone up in smoke, and thousands more are on the line. It was a dreadful year for new age technology companies on the stock exchanges also. While Paytm share prices have been falling since it got listed in November 2021, two other biggies, Nykaa and Zomato, wiped out billions of dollars of investors' wealth this year. In calendar year 2022 so far, Paytm stock has plunged 65%, Nykaa 58%, and Zomato 62%. Besides the big three, PB Fintech, Cartrade Tech, and Delivery also disappointed the street. Investors continue to keep a distance from these stocks owing to high losses they report, rich IPO valuation, and competition from established players. The next big story of 2022 was the launch of Central Bank Digital Currency or CBDC by the Reserve Bank of India this year. A sort of an official cryptocurrency, this is touted as the big thing after UPI in facilitating payments. According to the RBI, Central Bank Digital Currency is a legal tender in digital form. So it has an intrinsic value due to the government's backing. Also, CBDC will be exchangeable at par with cash, and the bank account is also not needed to deal in it. Another major event of the year 2022 was the listing of the Life Insurance Corporation of India. It has been India's biggest IPO so far. The government finally offloaded 3.5% stake in LIC. Though it raised only rupees 20,000 crore, it was a giant leap for the government to bring the state-owned insurer under market scrutiny. War in Ukraine caused major economic disruptions all across the globe, and India was no different. An out-of-turn, hurriedly called Monetary Policy Committee in May 2022 saw RBI hiking repo rate by 40 basis points as retail inflation precariously close to 8%, forcing the central bank to change its view on inflation and the RBI's response to it. Till then, RBI maintained that the nature of Indian inflation was different from that of the other developed economies, and that RBI was not behind the curve in dealing with the problem. But with April retail inflation at an 8-year high, the RBI corrected course and followed it up with 4 more hikes during the year, raising the repo rate by 25 basis points to 6.25%. Now let's come to the depreciating rupee, which has been a controversial newsmaker this year. The government that once garnered votes promising strong rupee had to face embarrassment when the Indian rupee breached the 83 mark and touched the lowest 83.29 on October 19. The rupee has since recovered some ground, even reaching 80.6 in the first half of November. It is currently trading around 82.86. The range has been under pressure from a strong dollar and outflow of investors from foreign portfolio investors. The FPIs have so far taken out a net $18 billion in 2022. As rupee continued its fall, the RBI used its might to check the fall, and in doing so saw the forex reserves falling to the lowest level of $524 billion in late October from the peak of $642 billion in November 2021. 2022 was also a turbulent year for the cryptocurrencies as the government imposed a flat 30% tax and an additional 1% TDS on the transfer of crypto tokens. The move left investors shell-shocked, but they were also relieved in a way that the government had not gone for an outright ban. The RBI has been advocating outright ban of private cryptocurrencies, terming them as a big financial risk, but the government has maintained that the legality of cryptocurrencies is a global issue and that there should be a global response to this issue. How can we not talk about Asia's richest and the world's third richest man, Mr. Gautam Adani, who is always in the news for one controversy or the other. He took the country by surprise when he bought majority stake in NDTV this year. Adani added a staggering $33.8 billion to his fortune in 2022. In business, Adani Group became the country's second largest cement maker in one go, committed billions in ramping up renewables, expanded its port business in foreign shores. With the rise in popularity of electric vehicles across the world, a series of fire incidents and a few instances of individuals losing their lives were also reported this year. When summers of 2022 began, safety associated with EVs became a hot topic as e-scooter of almost every company, be it Ola Electric or Okinawa, was in flames. Following these incidents, the government took a note. A set of EV battery safety standards, phase 1 of which came into effect on December 1, 2022. This year is also the year for increased EV adoption as sales of two-wheelers and e-rickshaws witnessed big growth. Despite several challenges like the Russia-Ukraine war triggering energy price escalation, high inflation rate coupled with high interest rates, India's GDP managed to put up a good show and is likely to be the fastest growing economy in 2022. The GDP growth rates in the first 3 quarters of the calendar year were 4.1%, 13.5%, and 6.3% respectively. According to the RBI estimates, the country's GDP is likely to grow at 4.4% in the October-December quarter. Now, last but not the least, how can we forget the successful launch of 5G in 2022, which helped the government in raising rupees 1.5 lakh crore. Among the bidders, Reliance Jio was the most aggressive bidder, followed by Bharti Airtel and Vodafone Idea. In October 2022, India officially ushered in the era of 5G technology, which will give ultra-high-speed internet connectivity. It was first launched in 8 cities, including Delhi, Varanasi, Bangalore, and Mumbai. The government believes the cumulative economic impact of 5G on India is estimated to reach $450 billion by 2035. So far, Reliance Jio and Bharti Airtel have set up 5G base stations in almost 14 states. The telecom companies have deployed 20,980 base stations for 5G services as of November 26. So this was a recap of 2022. Now, as this year winds down, here we wish you a happy and prosperous new year. See you soon with new and exciting takes on business and economy. Till then, take care and goodbye.